Veni Creator Spiritus, mentes tuorum visita, impresso perna gratia.
Praise be Jesus Christ, always praised. Dear faithful Catholics throughout the world, there are 6 questions concerning Jorge Mario Bergoglio, Pope Francis. We must courageously ask today in our Catholic Church. 1. Is Jorge Mario Bergoglio guilty of sexually abusing Jesuit novices in Argentina? Yes or no? 2. Does Jorge Mario Bergoglio belong to Masonry? Yes or no? 3. Is the resignation of Pope Benedict XVI invalid? Yes or no? 4. Does Francis' magisterium contain heresies? Yes or no? 5. Is the hysterectomy decided on December 10, 2018 by Pope Francis, Cardinal Luis Francisco Ladera Ferrer S.J., a Jesuit, and Archbishop Giacomo Morandi, a direct sterilization? Yes or no? 6. Is there a moral or doctrinal error by Francis that would show that he is not protected by the grace of papal infallibility? Yes or no? Please, let's write or call Cardinal Momberti in order to ask the opening of 6 investigations concerning these 6 questions. It's very important for our church because we've never seen a pope saying publicly that the Virgin Mary was not born a saint. We've never seen a pope asking to humanity to adopt homosexual cohabitation laws or asking to priests to bless homosexual couples. This is very serious. I penned a letter, an official letter to Cardinal Momberti, and I'd like to read it now. Father Jean-Vier Beno, the 25th of January 2025, Feast of the Conversion of St. Paul, Porto Novo, Benin. To His Eminence Dominic Cardinal Momberti, Prefect of the Supreme Tribunal of the Apostolic Signatura, mail card.momberti@signatura.va. The telephone and the fax are on the screen. Please write and call. It's very important. Vatican. Subject: a request to open 6 investigations into Jorge Mario Bergoglio. Your Eminence, happy feast of the conversion of St. Paul. Thank you for allowing me to make this letter public, since its contents concern all the faithful of the Church, and it is important that they pray for the work it implies for you. As you know, the right to conscientious objection is a sacred right given by God to every human being, so that no one can be forced to do evil against his or her conscience. In addition to this, priests, bishops, and cardinals in particular have a sacred duty to preach the truth to the people of God in matters of faith and morals. In the liturgical field, the history of the Church has shown us how liturgical traditions were born from the apostles of Jesus and have been preserved to constitute a richness that has been conveyed down the centuries: Coptic, Armenian, Chaldean, Syro-Malabar, Maronite, Byzantine, Roman, Ambrosian, Benedictine, Mozarabic, etc. Why then are Pope Francis and Cardinal Arthur Roche persecuting Catholics so that they act against their conscience by abandoning the form of celebration of the Mass that predates the Vatican II Council? which did not call for its abolition. What else have we seen in the Catholic Church since 2016? Many lay people, religious priests, bishops, and cardinals are victims of an unprecedented abuse of power on the part of the bishops, the superiors, the dicastery for bishops, the dicastery for clergy, and the dicastery for the doctrine of the faith, which force them to accept, against their conscience, the moral and doctrinal errors and heresies contained in Francis' magisterium. Are these errors and heresies real? Yes, there is absolutely no doubt about it, since several internationally renowned university professors and experts in history, theology, morality, and canon law have publicly indicted Francis to rectify them. This abuse of power has no legitimacy before divine judgment. Let us use only one emblematic example to illustrate what has just been said. Carlo Maria Vigano. On July 4, 2024, this Italian archbishop was unjustly accused of schism by the Dicastery for the Doctrine of the Faith, Victor Manuel Fernandez, John Joseph Kennedy, etc. Where does the injustice lie? It is simple. Canon 1364 states, a heretic or a schismatic incurs a late sententiae excommunication if a long-standing contempt or the gravity of scandals calls for it dismissal from the clerical state. According to this canon, since 2016, with the heresies accepted and taught, Francis has, well as several lay people and prelates, are excommunicated late sententiae, and the ecclesiastics should even be dismissed from the clerical states if we wish to apply canon law in all rigor. Pietro Paroli, Walter Casper, Luis Francisco Ladera Ferrer S.J., Francesco Coco Palmerio, Agostino Vallini, Christoph Schönborn, Peter Tuxon, Jean-Claude Ulrich, S.J., Blaise Kupich, Mario Grech, Victor Manuel Fernandez, Sergio Alfredo Fenoy, Bruno Forte, Giacomo Morandi, Charles Cicluna, Vincenzo Paglia, Armando Matteo, Arturo Sosa S.J., Antonio Spadaro S.J., James Martin S.J., Mauricio Chiodi, Aristide Fumagalli, Austin Everett, Raphael Luciani, etc. In fact, the above mentioned people have violated Canon 209, which stipulates that the Christian faithful, even in their own manner of acting, are always obliged to maintain communion with the Church. Francis and his disciples have thus voluntarily and obstinately placed themselves outside the communion of the Church. We should also emphasize the nature of the term late sententiae. It means that no formal sentence is necessary for such an excommunication to occur, but that it takes place automatically, ipso facto, by the very fact that the offense is committed. In this case, there is no problem if a lay people, a religious, a priest, a bishop, a cardinal, or Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano, noting Francis' late sententiae excommunication, refuses to submit to the authority of a heretic, who is also schismatic, since he has cut himself off from communion with the orthodox teaching of his 265 predecessors. They have every right, in the name of the Christian conscience, to publicly reject Bergoglio's moral and doctrinal errors, and to refuse to be in communion with him and his heresies. This is a divine right, recognized by the Church's theological tradition, and no sanction can prevail against it. On the contrary, the bishops and cardinals should exercise the duty of fraternal and filial correction to bring Francis to rectification. In view of the above, Your Eminence, I am writing to make an official request to open 6th investigation into Jorge Mario Bergoglio, if it is necessary for me to have recourse to a canonical or civil notary. In order for this request to be validly received by the Supreme Tribunal of the Apostolic Signatura, I would be grateful if you would inform me of this. If not, I would be grateful if you could notify me that my request has been received by the Supreme Tribunal of the Apostolic Signatura. I'm writing to you, Your Eminence, because you are the last resort in the face of the unjust repression by Francis, the diocesan tribunals, the Vatican dicasteries, and secular and religious institutions, against cardinals, bishops, priests, religious, and lay people who, in conscience, reject the false Bergoglian magisterium that attacks marriage, the family, the sacraments, the liturgy, and dogmas through relativism and situational ethics. Carlo Maria Vigano, Joseph Edward Strickland, Marian Eleganti, Daniel Fernandez Torres, Alessandro Maria Minutella, Aidan Nichols Ope, Thomas Weinandi OFM Cap, José Luis Aberasturi, Juan de Dios Olvera Delgadillo, Tulio Rotondo, Ramon Guidetti, Giorgio Maria Faré, OCD, Fernando Maria Cornet, Alejandro Rodolfo Guerder, Stephen de Kerrel, Colette Roberts, Damon Kelly, etc. It is high time, Your Eminence, that the 9 years of abuse of power by bishops, religious superiors, the dicastery for bishops, the dicastery for clergy, and the dicastery for the doctrine of the faith came to an end. It is high time that the real questions were asked in the Catholic public arena, so that the truth can come out, because Francis' erroneous magisterium is being taught in seminaries all over the world and is already having harmful consequences for the moral conscience of laity and future priests. This is why, Your Eminence, with humility and respect, I beg you to agree to open the following 6 investigations, which will allow the people of God to know the truth about Francis. In the 3 pages attached to this letter, you will find a description of this 6 investigation. In fact, in the video, in the description of this video, you have the PDF of this letter and the 3 pages attached to this letter. Please read it and write to Cardinal Mamberti. If you ask me, I will send you in PDF format more evidence on the moral and doctrinal errors and the heresies of Francis, which form the basis of the right to consensus objection. Here are these 6 absolutely necessary investigations. 1. Is Jorge Mario Bergoglio guilty of sexually abusing Jesuit novices in Argentina? Yes or no? 2. Does Jorge Mario Bergoglio belong to Masonry? Yes or no? 3. Is the resignation of Pope Benedict XVI invalid? Yes or no? 4. Does Francis' magisterium contain heresies? Yes or no? 5. Is the hysterectomy decided on December 10, 2018 by Pope Francis, Cardinal Luis Francisco Ladera Ferrer, SJ, and Archbishop Giacomo Morandi a direct sterilization? Yes or no? 6. Is there a moral or doctrinal error by Francis that would show that he is not protected by the grace of papal infallibility? Yes or no? May the Lord God grant that courageous cardinals, bishops, priests, religious, lay people, and episcopal conferences join in this request by writing to you to also ask for these 6 investigations to be opened. May Jesus Christ, the eternal truth of the Father, help you to bring out the truth about the resignation of Pope Benedict XVI and about Francis, with great intellectual and moral honesty. May the Virgin Mary, Mater Veritatis, accompany you in these 6 investigations concerning extremely serious matters, the aim of which is to prevent the creation of a false line of papal succession. May St. Paul obtain from God for Jorge Mario Bergoglio the light that helped him to overcome his errors and serve the truth. I pray for you every day at Holy Mass, in union with the Catholics of Corsica and France, who love you and pray for you. You have a choice. Either go down in history as the courageous bishop who publicly defended Christian truth, or be an accomplice in the greatest betrayal of truth in the 2000-year history of the Church. God bless you. Signed, yours affectionately, signed, electronic signature, Father John Viegbeno. Pen name, Father Jesus Mary Misigweto. My mail, fatherjmm@gmail.com. Present with the name Father Jesus Mary on Blogspots, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Truth, Threads, RezoVip, Instagram, TikTok, and SoundCloud. God bless you.